Hi, this is Chris. It's time for Margarete Miller's Collage Weekly Planner. What I usually do is one collage on video each month, and then I do a flip through of the collages that I did the rest of the month before that. But this time I'm going to try something different. I recorded each collage that I did, and I'm going to do them in time lapse so that you can see how I put it together, how it comes together. But it won't take so long as doing one collage real time takes. So let's look at the collages. First week is 29. Something that turns or spins, a key or keys, a ticket of any kind, a portion of a brochure or advertisement, a building, and the bonus is a place. So the building comes from a little advertising brochure, and the electric railway service was a vintage excursion advertisement telling about places you could visit by the railway. And I'm cutting out a key from Stamperia's Clockwork tablet. I'm cutting out just parts of the bicycle. I'm not going to cut out all the white parts. That would be way too tedious, and I would probably break all the spokes. So I'm just cutting out parts. And then I'm finding little pieces of scrap to put in the background to fill in around the bicycle. I'm using vintage photo to cover the white edges. I like to put things that I cut from vintage items that explain what they are and put them over on the right side of the planner page to remind me of what they were. So that is St. Andrew's Church from 1898. I'm placing my ticket, filling in my background. The red item is a book weight. I've had that for many years. It was a gift from my mother. And it's very helpful for when your pages start to curl a little bit. And it helps to hold them down while they dry and while you're trying to work on them. Now I'm using a Stabilo All pencil in brown to outline the edges, and a water brush to dissolve the Stabilo, which is a water-soluble color pencil. And now I'm picking out some words from Karen Tamir. They're called journal words from her Etsy shop, Karen Tamir Art. I'll put links in the description below of anything I use that you might be interested in looking for. So the words I picked out are spread your wings and fly. Week 30 is, what do you think of when you imagine a secret code? Is it a string of random numbers? Is it a strange looking alphabet? Is it symbols in a strange order? Create a collage with something that could look like a secret code. So I found this image of some notes taken by Edward Larson in 1883 of a rune cipher. It resembles something found on the Kensington rune stone. And I believe it's his own device, his own invention. So I decided that I would make a magnifying glass. I think of inspecting a cipher with a magnifying glass. I'm cutting out the center of it. I'm leaving the outside so it's easier to work with. And I found some plastic packaging, and I'm going to make that as the lens on the magnifying glass. All the images on this page are from the internet. I'm taping this down to a heavy 28-pound copy paper, so it'll be easier to cut out. And I'll glue it on with Fabri-Tac or Fabri-Fix, same thing. I did forget to cover my white edges on the inside of the glass, on the inside edge. I'm covering the edges now on the outside of the glass. Now I'm assembling my pieces. I enlarged part of the cipher so that it would look like it's being enlarged by the magnifying glass. Then I decided it wasn't large enough, so I printed it out again a little bit larger. And I lined it up with the image on the first paper underneath it. Then I'll glue on the magnifying glass using art glitter glue on this one. This time I'm going around everything with a black Stabilo All pencil, and then I'll brush it in with a water brush. Now I'm picking out letters from the code, and I'm writing in my own secret words. So across the top, on the left I wrote fun, and on the right I wrote art. And then right now I'm writing try it. And then I'm putting my initials in the lower right. And that's number 30. I included a little information about Edward Larson. Number 31 is one of my favorites. It's something with a spine, a path or road, your least favorite color, a formula, a crossword or newspaper magazine puzzle, and the bonus is a dried leaf or flower. And dried is in parentheses, so I take that to mean it doesn't have to be dried. So I'm finding a place for my little mouse, my something with a spine. I find a lot of these beautiful garden pictures from Garden Gate magazine. I don't remember which magazine I found the mouse in. I often leave the most detailed part of the cutting until I'm just about ready to glue on my image so that it doesn't get wrecked. Now I'm cutting parts of the background so that I can fit the little mouse into the environment and he'll look more natural. Spoiler alert, it's actually a she mouse. I wasn't really thinking ahead here, and I glued the ears down, but the glue doesn't stick permanently to glossy magazines. It sort of, you can peel it up a little bit. So I was able to peel up the ears to put the little flower hat onto the mouse. And now she's getting a little gold lame purse. And again, I have to peel up the image, and luckily it worked out. Now I'm using the crossword puzzle to choose a piece that could be her little house. And there's a water fountain in the back that I want to be in the front of the house, so I have to peel that up. Next time I do something like this, I'll probably just put glue around the outside and not on the whole back. And now out little bits of foliage to put in front of the house to make it sit into the landscape. The more you can get your images into the landscape instead of just on top of it, the more realistic it is to the viewer. Now I've cut out two bar graphs from a page that had formulas on it to make the roof. And then I'm cutting out a little tiny formula from that same page that will go above the door, sort of like an address plate. I'm using the Stabilo brown pencil to outline the house and a Stabilo red pencil for the door. I put in a little black knob also, a little door handle. I'm going around the mouse and her hat, and I'm just doing a very thin line. I'm not doing a thick line, but just enough to sort of set her apart. Going around the outside with the Stabilo black. And then I chose more words from Karen Tamir's art journal words, and it says, "This is just the beginning." And here I'm cutting out a little tiny pearl from a photograph of some jewelry just to decorate the finial on her hat. Now she's all dressed and ready to go somewhere fancy. This is the last one for this video. This is week 32. We have a contraption, a piece of postcard either side, something that starts with the letter F, a barcode, a date or anything from a calendar, and the bonus is something from a magazine. Well, just about everything in here is from a magazine. It's from Daphne's Diary. It is from the #1 issue from 2022. When I read this prompt and I read a contraption, I immediately thought about the cosmetronics of Harry Arlington. An article in Daphne's Diary had several pages of his artwork. He takes trash, old toys, bits and pieces of metal ping pong balls, and he makes them into these, what he calls cosmetronics, which is the combination of cosmonaut and electronics. And every item has a little person operating this cosmetronic. So this was the hardest page I did this month. The fussy cutting wasn't so bad. I do a gross cutting first and leave the delicate parts to last, as I said earlier. But just figuring out how to place all the parts. I so much wanted to use this contraption and the little fly contraption, the helmet contraption and the little fly contraption, and the other pieces that I pulled out of Daphne's Diary to use. I spent quite a bit of time fussy cutting and figuring out backgrounds and laying out everything. I'll skip through part of it. I tried several backgrounds, different kinds of paper. I really liked the blue, but I was trying to find something that would contrast with the blue. So I ended up using the blue. It's something I've had for a while. It's actually on adhesive paper. It might be a Creative Memories product. I'm not sure. I've had it that long. I was having trouble with the postcard. It was actually an image of a postcard from the back of Margarete Miller's Collage Weekly Planner book, and the last couple pages she has some items that you can cut out and use. And I will use it at some point, but it just didn't seem to be working for this particular collage. And I like the red of the 2022, although it was kind of big. So then I decided maybe the head was bothering me, so I took off the head, the mannequin head. Cut down the 2022 a bit. But then I missed the head, so I put it back. And then I found a vintage postcard among my grandmother's things, and it had a stamp with Einstein on it, and I thought, well, this is an Einstein kind of thing. So then it started to come together, and I was a little happier with it. The barcode comes from the cover of Daphne's Diary. The 2022 comes from Daphne's Diary. The cosmetronics, of course, come from the Daphne's Diary. And then I reattached the little thing that was originally coming out of the helmet but was too small to fussy cut, so I just drew the line and then glue on the bit. Now I'm using the black Stabilo pencil and the water brush, which is how I like to do most of my collages. Now again, I'm cutting out words. These I typeset myself. I looked up some quotes of Einstein. Knowledge is limited, imagination circles the world. I thought that was appropriate for the cosmetronics. And then I continue outlining items with the Stabilo All Black pencil. And then I use the water brush to soften it. I really enjoy this technique. And then here I'm attaching some information about Harry Arling, the artist. And adding the cosmetronic on the side. Let me know in the comments if you like this format. I think it's kind of fun to see something, to see a process go through quickly like that. So thanks for watching and have a great day collaging. Bye bye.